The production on this show is magnificent.
A+ intro. No shills. No plugs. Here we are. It's time, guys. It's Jeff Hawkins' last show. Jeff.
When I won the U.S. title, I thought I'd start doing promos with my back turned to the camera. Hi.
Jeff.
Yes.
You are moving on to a new venture?
I am moving on to a new job, so I can't watch SmackDown live anymore.
Man. You've been here with us since the beginning, Jeff.
Yeah, and I'd like to thank you and Jimmy Van for taking the chance on me and letting me ride Rob's coattails over here to Fightful. I am not done with the site yet, to my knowledge.
Correct.
It's just we're going to find something else to do for me because it's just time and logistics. I gotta take a straight 9 to 5, kids. Got to get some sleep for once.
Let's just talk about Fightful alumni. Rob was offered a full-time gig at Flow Slam. He passed it up. Good idea. That's why he left. You're getting a fantastic new job. Elias Theodoru had to graduate up to the UFC top 15. Shane Helms got work with WWE, Ring of Honor, Era Lucha. Who didn't he get work with? Matt Riddle became WWN and Evolve champion. Well, I'll not talk about what happened with Vince Russo after, but everybody that leaves Fightful. I mean, Justin Golightly had full-time work at Champions, PJPen.com.
Brandon Thurston.
Yeah, Brandon
Mookie.
Thurston. And Mookie's still here. He still does work for us. But when I started Fightful, it was like, okay, I'm going to do a Raw and SmackDown post show. Nobody was doing, no pro wrestling sites were doing live SmackDown post shows. And I was like, well, I already do a Raw show with Rob, and he was coming with me. I said, it made sense to bring Jeff on. And you've been here for 2 years. It is 2 years this week, actually.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yes. And I see you getting teary-eyed.
No, it's actually, I got water in my eyes. I got these lights in my face. We need to do this show.
I see it. I mean, it's emotional, Jeff.
It is. But look, I'm still the same jerk on Twitter that you all know and love. So, you ain't getting rid of me that fast.
Well, I'm looking to put something together with Jeff. Obviously, I've got a lot of people I'm actually looking to put things together with. I'm not plugging, but Mr. Warren Hayes, I'd like to get something there. I know that both of you are interested in NXT, possibly NXT reviews. Man, you're crying over there. I see you.
My eyes are watering. I think it's suntan lotion from yesterday.
It's probably all those emotions, not allergies at all.
It's all my feels. Oh, my feels. Oh, I'm gonna miss you guys. I'm gonna miss you most of all, Scarecrow.
I don't get the reference. Uh-oh.
Oh no, a running.
Jeff Hawkins.
Oh no.
So-and-so.
It's new SmackDown Fightful podcast co-host Alex Pawlowski here on Jeff's Last Night. What are you doing here?
Jeff Hawkins. I actually retired about 6 months ago. This gimmick was put off in the sunset. I hung up my old fingerless gloves and started working with a bandsaw. That's why these actually have fingers. It's all prosthetics under here. It's all I've wanted to do was do woodworking in my life. But now they had me pull out the old do-rag out of mothballs so I could come in here and cut a promo on you and, I don't know, insult you and, tell you to get your lily white ass out of here, and so we could have an actual real man co-host the SmackDown Live post show. But
how are you cutting a promo from prison? They haven't let you out. I can see you there.
Well, he is a real man because he's procreated. So
I got busted for DWI, my third in the last 2 weeks, and so I'm doing just overnight. It's fine. Anyway, Jeff, I wanted to wish you all the best in your proverbial future endeavors. And I wanted to say there's no hard feelings, my man, but I will say unto you, sir. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I can't wait to.
Hold on, I'm I'm not dead.
Jeff is dying. Jeff is dying.
Yeah, he's
This
dying.
is his eulogy.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I'm doing NXT with you next month for Takeover. What are you?
Well, I mean, if you're alive, sure.
Yeah, sure. We don't know yet. Might
If
be
you're
dead by
alive, sure. As of now, Alex is the ghost of Christmas future. And
Oh,
he is
Spirit.
haunting you.
Spirit, what day is this? Have I missed it? Oh.
Oh my God. Alex, I want to thank you so much for joining us. You all will be able to see Alex joining me next week on the Post Smackdown podcast. We have often had a little fun at Alex's expense due to the fact that he has had to cover Raw so many times.
Yeah.
And SmackDown, I'm not going to call it strong this week, but hot dog.
Yeah.
That was strong.
Yeah. I get to cover James Ellsworth again. So
How
there you go.
can anything really cover James Ellsworth?
No,
His own trunks barely do the job.
I mean,
That's
Roman
true.
Reigns and James Ellsworth in one weekend.
I know.
How?
I don't know. Back-to-back days.
Of your professionalism.
I got to start getting more sleep, but then again, I got a 1-year-old, so that's not happening.
Alex, thank you. I will see you.
Night.
next
night.
week.
Next week.
I thought he was staying.
No. I got stuff to do. I'm not sitting around hanging out with you guys. Bye.
Guys, my SmackDown match ratings podcast notes will be up on the site in the morning. If you all missed the Holy Smokes MMA podcast, today was our most watched live show ever. We broadcast on YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope. Go check that out. We preview UFC 226. That is a super fight headlining this show on Saturday. I'm going to hit you all with a programming note because Jeff and I will make predictions later on. New Japan G1 special from San Francisco. I'll be doing that post-show first. Then I'm doing the UFC 226 post-show. Unless I get so emotional here over Jeff's tears. You look miserable.
My eyes are just watering. Give me a moment here.
Wow, I knew it. I knew that you cared. I knew that it meant something to Jeff. He's trying to play Mr. Tough Guy like he didn't want to be here. Like it didn't bother him that much to leave Fightful SmackDown post-show podcast. Now, granted, he's not dead. Maybe dead to all of us, including you, the viewer, because Shake Them Ropes isn't on anymore. But hot dog, here we are. It's time to talk SmackDown Live. Opens up with a Team Hell Nah segment. We get a Team Hell No package where, and then they're brought out to the ring. I want to say, I rather like this entire first segment from the video to Daniel Bryan not ignoring the fact that Kane was a bit of a bitch to him for quite a while.
You know what? Here's my critique of that part of the segment. Their problem with these nostalgia acts that they do is that they feel the need to play every single note that you remember from the act. You know, they can't really move on. And look, I don't need to be reminded that they used to fight. I mean, now they are together. So I didn't need a rehash of, oh yeah, they used to argue and now they have to come together to figure out how to, I didn't buy it because Kane came out to save him. They wouldn't have been together if he hadn't come out to save him. So I'm already all in on this team. I don't need to see, hey, do you remember when they used to fight? And do you remember when they used to argue and then they'd make up and hug and we'd all clap? I get that. That's just a minor critique, though. I enjoyed this, and I especially enjoyed the Usos in this. I thought
every time they talk, man, I love it.
They raised the bar on this segment quite a bit and made me enjoy it.
I love it. Every single time I hear these guys speak, it just exudes believability. So Kane wanted a fresh start. Kane and Daniel Bryan ran down their history. Kane says that Bryan always has a demon watching over him, and Bryan goes, well, not really. You kind of tried to ruin my career. And I thought that back in 2014, it really should have been revealed that Corporate Kane was sabotaging the Authority all along. Corporate Kane should have been the ace in the hole for Daniel Bryan that was looking to help out his friend. But man, oh boy, there was some bad creative back then. I mean, there has been all along the way, but they really missed on that, I thought.
Well, yeah, no, that would have been very, very kind of cool. I'm also glad that they did not drag out this. Well, he really wasn't watching over me this whole time thing. That's what I was afraid of. I thought it was going to be another of the bickering Team Hell No until they finally get their act together. Even though I think they're going to lose at Extreme Rules, but you know what? We all have ideas that they could have done that would have made angles better. That's one of them.
Sure is. Daniel Bryan explains all the things that Kane has done to him. The Usos interrupt. Actually, Kane and Daniel Bryan get into a yes-no battle that leads to the Usos coming out. And they say that hugging doesn't earn you a title shot, but just in case it does, they hug 4 times.
That was the best. That was absolutely the best. We get 3 title shots now, Us. Yeah, and they look trim and fit. I remember there was a time when we were commenting that one of them looked really out of shape. Both of them looking real good right now. I think them and maybe the Good Brothers been going to CrossFit with Becky and Sheamus and the boys.
I used to be able to tell them apart because of their physical condition. I can't tell them apart anymore. Daniel Bryan has to hold it together when Paige comes out and says the Smack Team Tag Team Championships.
I'll forgive it. It happens to everybody. So
it does. It happens to me almost every week. She makes the match, Usos versus Team Hell No. If the Usos win, they're added to the match. I thought that was a creative way to stretch this out, add some stakes, get this team a win. Also, as I'll mention a little bit of an added layer later on about this Usos thing, but I love this opening segment. I loved almost everybody involved in it.
I think it's also one of those, sometimes they make stipulations that make no sense. This is a stipulation that makes sense. If you beat the team that's in the title match, you're in the title match too. Okay.
Damn right it does. Damn right.
Although I would have even raised and go, you're in the title match instead.
Sure. But see, I feel like maybe, I mean, you can always count on WWE to run back Kane versus anybody.
Yeah, and that's also like they also have that nasty habit of tipping their hand that they're not really going to do something. This actually gives an air of mystery to it as to whether or not this will be a 3-way or a 2-way.
Yeah, that's why I was cool with it. Jeff Hardy backstage, more weird shit from him, but I love the face paint.
Oh, the visual when he turns and the eyes are closed is always great. It's just the pretentious on this 4th of July weekend, I have this symbol across my, whatever. It's fine. I think they've been relying on the secondary title open challenge trope a little bit too much, though. Just have the match.
So Jeff Hardy is issuing his open challenge. Shinsuke Nakamura, very limited still from a dog bite that he sustained that kept him off of the Japanese cards this weekend. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a shame because I thought they may have belted him in one of these shows too, as a possibility.
Yeah.
Or maybe, drop it one night or win it one night, drop it the next. I will now say that Corey Graves was on fire tonight.
Yes, he was.
All night. And especially when he's going, yeah, and Seth, this bit him when he tried to do it. I mean, could not help himself to reference this thing on air without actually acknowledging it. So kudos to him for the sly humor.
This match was kind of the story of the night. Just an okay match. The Miz answers the challenge, dodges an early swanton attempt, but we're welcomed back by Miz booting Jeff in the teeth. Hardy lands a baseball slide, but eats the barricade outside, and during the commercial, Miz works over Jeff with a figure 4. Hardy kicks out of a DDT, gets a whisper in the wind for 2. The ref catches Miz, pinning with his feet on the ropes. Gets a twist of fate, swanton bomb, pin. Everything Jeff Hardy looks like he's doing looks like it hurts him badly these days.
Yeah. This match looked like it was in slow motion at times.
Yeah, and a Miz Jeff Hardy title match should be so much more than this. Everything that the Miz does, he finds a way to add heat to, and this just wasn't it.
I tend to think this was thrown together just for the Cleveland references and LeBron. I got to be honest with you. That was my gathering. I mean, just to fill space here and also give a quote unquote main event style match because the Miz is a main eventer to them. So
shout out to our writer Jeremy Lambert who said, Why the hell is Miz upset for LeBron leaving Cleveland for LA when he literally did the same thing?
Yes.
I like that. That was a good touch. Somebody should do this. Somebody should say the same thing to him in Cleveland next time they're there.
Well, it's funny because Corey channeled me. I was about to tweet something. He goes, "Why does Jeff Hardy have a Union Jack painted on his face?" I'm like, "Damn you, Corey!"
It did look like it. Yeah.
Maybe he's just a World Cup fan.
I think that WWE United States Championship is ugly as hell. I don't like it. I like the old NWA US Championship.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really, that coherent when that thing was going around, so I didn't get to enjoy it the way that everybody else did. I think that one's a beautiful title. But hey, guys, still looking for a potential host for a wrestling championship belt podcast, maybe once every month, once every 2 weeks. Hit me up if you're interested in hosting and have podcast samples. But we are teased, and WWE has been releasing more and more of their cards early, and they announced that there would be a first annual July 3rd pancake eating contest from New Day, and I was not excited for it. Not. And usually I'm pretty pumped for stuff New Day does because I think it can be kind of entertaining. I just had no good feelings about this. Fortunately, it's broken up by Sanity, and I like that this made sense. Sanity, even though I don't think they should have gotten beaten last week, it all makes sense in the long run because the Usos face Team Hell No this week. The Usos got the win. They win last week. They move on. They get an opportunity this week. Sanity loses. They resort to attacking a team to keep themselves relevant, to create chaos.
I really this over delivered for me because I liked Byron in this. I liked the intros. I like that they didn't have time for Big E's intro. That's a good rule of threes. 2 long intros, and then nope, don't have time for you. My favorite part of this was the touch where Alexander Wolf picked up a pancake during this and started eating it while he was beating somebody up. I thought that was a nice little thing. That'd be something that Alexander Wolf did. I didn't like that Sanity lost clean last week in their debut match. That was a bad mistake. It's dangerous to me to do this type of thing where they just do the random beatdown and then they lose the next week, random beatdown, lose the next week. So we'll see where they go with this. But this is a decent way to get their heat back against a very popular act in the New Day.
And damn, is this going to be a blazing hot 6-man tag match?
I think so, especially, you know what? Alexander Wolf is underrated because when his work when they won the NXT title matches and in the War Games is when he really came into his own. So I'd really like to see it be Dane and Wolf doing most of the matches, but I think they're probably going to go with the tried and true Dane and Eric Young, which is fine. It's ironic because Eric Young is pretty much the same position that Xavier Woods was what we thought of in the New Day. That third guy who's good and can take the falls while the other 2 guys are more of the stars. So there's an ironic mirror symmetry to these 2 teams.
And my God, Alexander Wolf looks more like Josh Barnett every single day.
Yes.
Every single day. Josh Barnett, new free agent. Josh Barnett got out of his UFC deal, and probably appropriately so. So Sanity, New Day, looks like we're going that direction for at least the time being. Osku cuts a backstage promo on the sexist pig, James Ellsworth. She screams a lot. Ellsworth cuts a pretty generic promo himself. Not his best work in my estimation, but they do these. It's very like 1995, I think. It reminds me of Marty Jannetty and Sid cutting promos to open up Raw like in December or November of 95 because they had some issue at Survivor Series that they were blowing off. And it's like, all right, I get it.
Oh, I was thinking 1985 for Ellsworth because, I mean, this was just pure camp, and it was supposed to be bad. And I love the shirt. I don't care. It's stupid. It's stupid that he had a shirt made that said nobody's ready for Ellsworth. But it's endearing. And Angry Asuka is my favorite Asuka, to be honest with you. I love Asuka when she's angry.
Yeah. Well, Well, she was angry in this match. Carmella comes out to ringside to support Ellsworth. Ellsworth keeps powdering out. Back in the ring, Asuka hits an airplane spin and a nasty spinning back fist. Ellsworth just said, "Give it to me," and she sure as hell did. Ooh, she put the clapping on him.
This is as unrepentantly stupid as you can get in WWE, and I loved every minute of it. I love that they made it a double count out, that Asuka didn't get the win, and that she was denied this easy victory by Ellsworth just running around like a moron. Carmella on commentary with the Graves, Saxton in her play just made it even better. I love that just the first shove, he goes, "Nope, I'm out of here. Can't do this no more." Perfect Weasley chicken shit heel. Loved it.
He might grow a chin right behind his ear. That's how hard she hit him. Jesus, man.
And then the second one, which didn't land flush, is probably the one that hurt even more.
Yeah. So they're counted out. Ellsworth just hits the bricks. He's like, "Forget this. I'm out of here. See you later." And they run all the way backstage. They get counted out. I almost thought that Ellsworth is going to run back just in time to slide in.
I thought so too. I thought, and that wouldn't have been a bad call.
It would have been funny. It would have got some heat, I thought.
Yeah.
And, whenever I'm pretty sure he's inevitably going to hit the indie circuit again. He's still doing his podcast. So that's not something they generally let Ellsworth or let anybody do. So plus he could go out and say, "Oh, I beat Asuka" on every independent show. I think, and say, "I'm the first man to beat Asuka." Oh God.
He's going to get booked in Rise and Shimmer and Shine and just get his butt kicked by whoever the champ is there.
Yeah. So backstage, Paige books Ellsworth and Asuka in a lumberjack match next week, surrounded by all the female talent in the company.
I was a little surprised they didn't make this a cage match.
Really?
Yeah. I thought that would have been the call, so that he'd have to climb out to escape the match, because that tends to be the way they go. But the lumberjack match is fine. It's just, we'll wait for the lumberjacks to all break down and start attacking one another and see who sneaks out the win.
Yeah. Backstage, we have Shinsuke Nakamura cutting a promo on his phone as Jeff Hardy versus Nakamura is announced for Extreme Rules for the U.S. title. So right now they are advertising a guy who is out of action with a dog bite for a title match, and advertising a guy who I was told by a very reliable source has a traumatic head injury because of a car accident in a tag team title match in Bray Wyatt. Your thoughts on the Hardy Nakamura booking?
If he's ready to go, great. Look, we were promised this a couple weeks ago. We've had to wait a bit. I don't mind waiting. I don't mind holding off the two of them because it makes it more special that way. I don't need to see them in the ring against each other every week. I don't need to see them interacting every week. I think it's a fortuitous injury in some ways. That said, I hope he doesn't rush himself back before he's ready. And the same with Bray Wyatt, his injury, because his injury far worse. I mean, if he's being kept overnight in the hospital, they obviously had some concerns. But as for, look, as long as Hardy doesn't have to work too many shows before this Extreme Rules, should be a pretty good match, I think. But then again, could be Jinder and Jeff Hardy, which I still think is the worst match this year.
We've been promised a few matches on SmackDown of late that didn't come to fruition, including Andrade Cien Almas and Sin Cara. That didn't end up happening. This isn't the type of thing you want to make a habit of, although injuries seem to have gotten in the way.
They worked the dark match tonight.
Yeah. Weird to me that they wouldn't just put that on instead of the Billie Kay Becky Lynch deal.
Although that kind of bodes well for Almas, because if they don't think that match is worth putting on, maybe they think it's because they need something bigger for him right now. I don't know. I mean, I think they'll eventually, or maybe they just don't have faith in the match and they just wanted to run it a few times before they put it on TV. That's a possibility too.
That's understandable, but I'm really puzzled by the absence of Andrade Cien Almas on this show.
Yeah, I guess my thinking is they just don't know what they do after they have him beat Sin Cara, so they don't put him on. That tends to be their move. I mean, it's lazy because they never sit around and think of anything, but it's like, well, if we don't have something for them, we can't put them on right now because then people will be interested in them. So we have to wait till we have something for them, but then we never get around to having something for them.
Yeah, it's puzzling. It's just, I hate that. You should have. Mm-hmm. It's so creatively frustrating to me. AJ Styles comes out, cuts a promo. He's welcomed by Rusev, who cuts a pretty simple one of his own. They've went full heel with Rusev in this feud now. I will say I thought it was very funny the way that Rusev distracted AJ Styles at the beginning of this match.
Hey, AJ, never mind.
As Aiden attacks him.
Yeah, no, I thought Rusev's. I love that Rusev always refers to yes, and I'll win it on my holiday. Yeah, they went full heel, and the crowd's not letting him go full heel. They weren't booing him; they were still chanting Rusev Day. So it's going to be. This is in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's kind of a heel city. I think they're going to be working against the crowd during this match.
Yeah, man, this is an interesting one because Rusev did not get over by healing people. Mm-hmm. He got over by being a really colorful personality that people liked. Yep. That entertained people. That was just a funny guy. And not even always funny, just different, just a little bit different.
He has personality and people like his ring work. So the two of those together became a groundswell, and now the company's working against it as they are wont to do in these situations when someone really likes someone, but he's not in the plans. Let's turn the tide against him and make the crowd not like him anymore. Okay, that's not working. Let's make him look like a geek, So, I mean, we'll see what happens. You know what? I still hold out hope that they change the title here for a short time.
I would love that. I think that would. I mean, why not? What harm's it gonna do? I don't see any. So, Aiden English hits this rough-looking full Nelson face crusher. That didn't go right, Jeff.
No. And when the commentary is going, yeah, that didn't look good. I think Tom actually mentioned that it didn't look right. So, it didn't look right. Yeah, that. I think I even saw Aiden say sorry as he was doing the cover after that.
Yeah, it did look nasty. Styles hits an Ushi-Goroshi that is called a shot to the back of the neck, and then a calf crusher gets a submission. This, much like many of the matches on tonight's show, was just too abrupt for me. Just something missing or just a little too abrupt. This was a short one.
They didn't. It's weird because last night I thought some of the matches were overstaying their welcome and drawing for time. This one was kind of the opposite. It's kind of like, well, let's get in, get out, leave them wanting more, and get out of here. I didn't mind it too much. Especially if it's not clicking, and it clicked a bit here. I mean, it wasn't bad once it got rolling. After that Aiden English move, it went okay. But no, I think you're right. It was kind of we'll do some matches here. It's July 3rd. Let's just do the show and get out of here type of show.
Sure, I completely agree with you. Rusev attacks Styles afterwards. Accolade is applied. Backstage, we see the iconics, Philly K says, of Becky Lynch. She's a sidekick who deserves to be kicked to the side.
I thought that was a brilliant line. I liked this too. This promo was pretty damn good, I thought, for one of those backstage promos. They referenced the history. They referenced Billy got beat. And Peyton basically said, I like pain. Oh, what is this?
This is the ghost of Christmas present.
I'm just trying to. I don't even know what's going on right now. Can you guys hear me?
Look who it is.
It's the quitter.
Fightful.com post-Raw podcast co-host of the famous Shake Them Ropes, Rob McCarran. Rob, what are you doing here on Jeff's last night?
I don't know. I'm lost. I was clicking links. I don't know what was happening here. I don't know who any of you are.
This is porn. Get ready.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm looking. That's what I'm looking for, but I can't find it. This is not what I want.
This isn't where you parked your car.
This is not, dude.
Are you
Dude,
eating a
where's my
hat?
car?
Oh.
I have no hat. No.
The dishonorer of bets, Robert McCarran. He's doing it. History has been made on Jeff's last night. The gift that has been bestowed upon each and every one of you. It happened.
Wouldn't even do it
just
for our own
witnessed it.
show. Wouldn't do it for our own show, but did it for you, Sean Ross Sapp.
He had
On
the
your side.
goddamn hat.
Podcasts are an audio medium. I mean, I probably ate this thing 4 different times. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
Hi, Rob.
Hey, how are you, bud? Long time no see.
How's retirement doing for you?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm at the lake. I had to come on in here, slum down to you fools to do this.
What baseball game are you watching right now?
Funny story. Shohei's back.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yes, true story. Batting 6th tonight. Yep. So we got that. I believe they're playing the Mariners. I'm not even sure. There's this big Reds game that's tied. I keep being told that I have to watch the Reds.
They're good. They're
That-
actually good.
No, that's Sean Ross Sapp and Lanza talking to you.
Yeah, Chris Volstad.
15 of
They
20
beat.
games
They
talking.
beat. Yeah. When they keep facing Chris Volstad, who shouldn't even be in the big leagues anymore.
Give me
I mean, yeah,
20
that's an
Chris
easy win.
Volstads, and I'll face them every day.
The
I
White
hate
Sox have
baseball.
20 Volstads they can give you. By the way, yeah, they got plenty of those. What have you guys been talking about? What's going on? What's the show about?
Down live from July 3rd, 2018.
That sounds. Was there porta potty stuff tonight?
No.
No, but I did break the porta potty news.
Yeah, I keep. First of all, let's be real here, Sean. All right, I get it. You're building a website, and what a website you've built. First of all, by the way, it's my go-to. It's my go-to. I will tell you that. Hold on, let me get the cue. Fightful, I believe, Fightful.com.
Yes, Fightful.com.
Checks in the mail, Sean, right? So let me tell you about this website here, folks. And I only know this via the Twitter at Sean Ross Sapp, I believe, is still the Twitter handle. Congrats, 10,000 followers. Congratulations.
10,000. I hit 10,000.
Congratulations.
Rob's show. Hold on.
Well, I believe you haven't told him the replacement yet, Jeff. You haven't told him. You haven't told him I'm the replacement.
So not only Alex, it's Rob too.
Yeah, I quit you, Jeff, so that I can come back.
That's false advertisement. Actually, that isn't true at all.
It's not true. It's not. Sean won't have me back anymore. Anyway, so I will tell you this, Sean. You're very excited. You have a little mole handing you the production scripts every week. You seem very enthused. You seem very enthused about it.
I am a very enthused.
I don't know if I need 4 different links to 4 different articles to bit and piece this.
I could
Yeah,
do
I'm
5.
not sure if I
I
need a
could do 5.
I know you're very excited that Tyson Kidd promoted the 3rd segment of Raw.
Wait, hey, that's not true. He
I
produces
understand.
Seth Rollins matches and women's matches. Listen,
Okay.
Rob. I know you're not
Yes.
in the biz anymore, but I got to get those.
I know you did. And
Claps.
I'm telling you, listen, I'm not hating on you. Good for you. Good for you on the whole website there. I hope the entire website. I haven't been to the website today. I hope the whole thing is who produced what segment. I hope that's the truth.
It's not. But here's a little scoop for you guys. Jamie Noble produced the porta potty segment.
Oh, okay. That seems to make sense. Did Jamie
The
Noble,
news generation.
correct me if I'm wrong, but Jamie Noble had done porta potty segments before. Didn't he do anything with
Sure.
Nydia? I seem to recall a porta potty segment with Nydia one day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, there had to have been. Get on that, Fightfulites.
Robert, it has been a joy having you on this show to take us off the rails once more.
I will tell you that Sean texted me 5 minutes after I was supposed to be on this show, probably worried like, oh, Rob no-showed again.
I
no.
thought you Matt Riddle and double booked yourself.
I was just, don't get me started on this Matt Riddle guy. First of all,
Oh my
won't ever
God.
be a primetime player. The guy books himself on 3 shows a night, always shows up to the worst one. Anywho, yes, I was trying the whole time to get on this. I even started early. I'll do it for you, Sean. I'll do it for you, Jeff. You're the only two. The only two I'll do it for.
I'm going to break this news. Nobody produced this goddamn segment.
That's true. It would have been better.
Rob, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob.
So, Becky Lynch defeated Peyton Royce. Peyton used a great spin kick. I loved her use of the spin kick in the corner. It was a little bit different. That's
great. When she did, but the rest of this match was rough.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It was clunky. I don't think clunky's bad. Fights are.
I don't mind hold on. I don't mind clunky if it's a fight. I mind clunky if it's obvious you're trying to do smooth moves like that one off of the top rope where she ended up landing on her side and the head. I think her head landed in her boob to the point where she was in pain. Yeah. I mean, that was one I thought, this is kind of off the rails. I mean, they were trying to do choreography when choreography wasn't serving them.
Yeah. Disarmer gets the win. Team Hell No defeated the Usos. Brian wants Kane to apologize for a list of the things that he has that he's done. Kane does it, and we go to the match. I thought this was just a good way to put finality on that. Like, boom, end it, move on, address it. But I'm glad they addressed it and closed the hole.
I'm glad they got rid of it, quite frankly, because I was afraid it was going to pop up during the match, and the story was going to be going into the Bludgeon Brothers match. Can Team Hell No get along, or will they be bickering again? No, I'm glad that they put a button on this.
Let me ask, are you shook by the coast of somewhat Christmas present in Robert McCarran? Somewhat Christmas present.
Well, it's odd because I can never get Rob to record our own show. And yeah, he'll tell
me this, and you saw what happened when I did.
Yeah, I know. Well, Rob comes in and he salts the earth. He burns down Atlanta like Sherman, and then he just leaves.
Podcast equivalent of Braun Strowman.
You know what? He's the mic drop of podcasts. Yeah. He comes in, does his bit, kills every time, and gets out. He's great.
Yeah. Doesn't overexpose himself. Brian busts out the surfboard. Kane grabs both Usos by the throat, chucks them outside. Double Uso suicide dives on Kane. Come back from a commercial seeing Brian clean house. He's worked over, but tags Kane, who plays his hits. Gets hit with super kicks. Usos go for their splash, but Kane grabs their throats, sends him into Brian's knee, sends him into a choke slam. They get the win. Isn't as good as I hoped. Kane looked every bit at 51, but some nice little spots here and there.
The double choke spot was cool, I thought. Yeah. I mean, it was a nice way where they didn't have to go full on the splash to land. But yeah, Kane's showing his age. My idea when for that first segment was when he came back. Why'd you come back, Kane? Well, as you know, I'm running for mayor and I need votes.
Yeah.
I wish they had just admitted that. Just admit that part. But yeah. Hopefully this is only going to extend this one pay-per-view period before we're done with it, and kind of a goodbye and a send-off to Kane, because I think he's really, I mean, he's still in great shape for his age. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. When I'm 51, I want to look like that.
Much less for as big as he is. Oh, yeah, man.
And he still moves quite well. And he's taking dive spots at his age. He's doing as well as he can. We just don't need him to be a weekly character.
At least that's how it seems. Never known another way. Living out a dream. I would know you leave me, and I'll never understand. Before I let you walk away, I have one last demand. Tell me a lie. Look in my eyes and hold me, even though I realize you have to walk away. No more yesterday.
You're gonna have to explain this reference to the kids.
I don't have to explain anything, Jeff. This show is probably getting pulled anyway. WWE's gonna. Oh yeah, you're gonna leak our scripts.
You've been
Copyright.
doing it for weeks.
Uh-oh.
Wait, who dis? Oh, hey.
It's the ghost of Christmas podcasting past.
Jeffrey, I
is
thought
Joe
we came to an agreement.
What
I thought I
agree-
was going to stop bothering you for the alimony bills, and I was just going to start stealing from you, and you wouldn't even notice, and everything would be okay. What is this?
Well, I noticed eventually. I'm a bit of a spinster with my money. I apologize, dear. How's our kid doing?
Dead now.
Oh, you just made it weird, Dan. How are you?
I'm going to tell you.
Do you know
He's
how
dead.
difficult? You know how just racked with panic I was that 3 people were going to show up on time. I'm not surprised Rob was the one who didn't show up on time. But whew, the ghosts of Christmas podcasting, future, present, and past, have come back to haunt you, Jeff.
Yeah, the real star of this SmackDown live show has finally appeared. Thank God.
Who, Rob?
No.
Yeah,
Of course
no.
not. Anna was the draw here. We're just guys yakking
Fair.
about wrestling.
Fair.
I mean,
Anna.
has SmackDown gotten any better? Should I
It's
come
actually
back?
not bad.
No, not too bad. Not offensive is what I would call it.
Yes.
Not offensive. And really, that's all you can ask for these days.
So it's just boring now.
Wow.
Fair.
She's
Fair.
over it.
I'm drawing my own conclusions. I haven't been watching.
Man, what's the last? Have you watched much of any WWE lately?
Nope. I watched the UK stuff, but that's because I love the UK guys, not because of WWE. No, I watched NXT Takeover because NXT is still amazing.
That's also fair. Jeff will be doing our NXT post show with Alex next month. I'll be at a wedding, so Jeff's going to step up and do that. Anna, what's new in your life? The people want to know.
Quite a lot. I don't sleep
Bangs
much nowadays.
They look great.
Oh yeah, I got bored the other night, and so I cut my own hair. I've started wrestling training again. If you can see that nice little, there we go. I don't know how I did that.
Ooh.
I didn't feel it.
Fancy.
How many
Yeah.
Indian squats are you doing a day?
100.
Good girl.
Yeah. And got some exciting stuff that I can't quite announce yet because I haven't quite told everyone yet involved in this. But good stuff is happening, and the Australian scene is booming. And if you're not watching, then you're missing out. That's all I'm saying.
Still with EPW then? I believe because I see these photos all the time. I noticed you were training. I just wasn't sure how many days you had done it, so I didn't know if I wanted to bring it up just yet.
Oh, I'm in it now. No, it's because I started without a training group, so it's been a lot of catch up. But apparently, I'm very good at actual chain wrestling, which is good. So I don't have to be a complete heel and just cheat every single time. I actually can do something. It's
You're gonna
nice.
break all of our arms. I can see this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You all
Next-
should
next-
check out Anna's Zoya on Instagram. I was very impressed.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was
Yeah.
spot on.
It was a very fun night up until a certain point where 2 of my friends were attacked at the nightclub. But we looked really good, so that's all that counts.
Who were your friends? Junk Chain and Liberty Bell?
No, it was Britannica and a Bash got.
Hey,
ironically,
fair.
Bash.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like his character.
Yeah.
Anna, you have been missed. You will continue
Thank
to
you.
be missed. Thank you for showing up and
Thank
bidding
you.
Jeff adieu. As everybody knows, Jeff is dying after this show.
Seppuku.
It's his eulogy. Anna, would you like to share any memories of Jeff before you go?
Well, that time that he won the lottery rumble to be my husband. I think that's
True.
how this happened.
card lottery.
That time we got divorced the first time, and that time we got divorced the second time. That was really nice.
Shout out to
And
the
the
time
time that you
someone
never
who
paid me.
runs. Shout out to the time that someone who runs a cuddling business legitimately contacted me to ask if Anna was seriously interested in a green card.
Oh my God.
Not that much, no.
Like, you know, there were many red flags in that situation, and that's among the most peculiar DMs I've ever gotten.
My favorite Anna memory is when she was in Burbank in a hotel room, and you ended up doing the Aussie accent, and you absolutely killed the show doing that.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it ruled. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and then it took me about 6 months to eventually break up with you and leave the show.
I mean,
but that
it's
was
like
it.
you guys were supposed to be the actors on the show, and then I just stepped in and embarrassed you all with my abilities. So,
Oh, you embarrassed us. Yep.
Anna, thank you.
Tell Braun the check's coming.
Can you leave my other husband out of this?
Well, he's a
Okay,
very
bye.
nice man. Bye.
See you,
I
Anna.
miss you. I miss you already.
New Japan G1 special this
Mhm.
weekend. We have full coverage at Fightful.com. Post show right afterwards. Again, thank you to Anna Bauert for joining us. Let's make some predictions, Jeffrey.
I'll try.
Kenny Omega, Cody, IWGP World Championship, Heavyweight World Championship. You got to go Kenny Omega here, right?
Oh yeah. But I expect further Bullet Club tensions within this. I think
Of
that's
course.
the answer to go. Someone
Do
you
you-
don't expect teams with Cody or something to that effect.
Do you think this all culminates at All In? Do you think it extends beyond that? Where do you think? I mean, this has been teased a long time. We're going back a year.
I don't think it culminates until after All In. I think Cody loses it at here. I think he gets a measure of respect at All In, getting the NWA title, and then eventually stakes something about the NWA title in order to get another IWGP shot in some way.
What's next? Let me take a look here. Jay White, Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson gets a bit of an redemption opportunity after the time that he spent in America facing Jay White. I think there's a possibility he wins it, but man, New Japan loves them some Jay White for some reason. Personally, I don't know why.
You know, if he hadn't broken his hand, I could see Juice Robinson winning this match here, winning the U.S. title here, and being pretty good. But I think since he's injured, they're going to hold off on it, and Jay White's going to win.
Hiromu Takahashi defends the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Dragon Lee. Or did I say Dragon Lee defends, or did I say Takahashi defends?
You said Takahashi defends. This will be match of the night.
Yeah,
I
think so.
pretty much think it'll be match of the night. I think Takahashi will retain, but these two are insane when they're in the ring together. So give me all of this.
Chaos's combination of Okada and Will Ospreay against LIJ's Naito and Bushi. This will be fun. It won't mean a whole lot, but it'll be fun. You got Naito and Okada in this match. You have Ospreay in this match. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I think Naito will get the pin over Okada to set something up for down the road.
The Young Bucks against LIJ's combination of Evil and Sonata. I think this is a sleeper match. And it's weird to say that for any Young Bucks match, but it is a bit of a sleeper match. Evil keeps getting better and better, in my estimation. I think the Bucks are winning here, though.
And the Young Bucks have been getting better all year, telling basic stories. You know, certain body parts are hurting right now, and we end up sacrificing those to either get the win or cause the loss. I think they've been, you know what, as much as the criticisms have been going on the past couple years of them, I think this year has been one of their best in terms of in-ring storytelling. So, and I expect them to win as well.
Kuroky Godo against Jeff Cobb. Clearly, the Lucha Underground contract situation, which prevented Ricochet from appearing on last year's G1 special, seems to be going just fine because Jeff Cobb is able to wrestle on TV this weekend. Not something that really would have been able to happen a year ago, but nice to see that things are changing. I think Godo's probably winning this.
Godo's winning it, but it's going to be a nice little Haas match, and
Oh,
the
it
crowd's
sure
going to
will.
be the hometown crowd's going to be behind Cobb pretty much all the way, so that'll be a lot of fun too.
Taguchi Japan, that's Tanahashi and Kushida against Bullet Club's Hangman Page and Marty Scurll. Tanahashi and Kushida are winning this because Tanahashi's in it.
Yeah.
Chaos's Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano against Suzuki Goons, Suzuki and Sabre. Now, I always just assume that anytime Yano's going up against some big badass son of a bitch, he's going to lose. And I'm always wrong in the prediction. So I'm still going to predict against him. Suzuki Goon's going to win.
The only thing that's keeping me from going full on Suzuki Goon in this is that the fact that Ishii and Yano lost the last big match to them at Dominion. So they may get the win here, sneak it out, maybe some miscommunication between Sabre and Suzuki to start that road going, because I think they have to break off Sabre eventually, as much as I love them as heels. But man, it's hard to pick. God, I love me some Yano and Ishii, but I you got to go with Suzuki Goon. You got it, but there's a chance that they don't win.
Chaos's Yoshihashi, Gedo, Rocky Romero, Yo and Show against Bullet Club's Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Yujiro Takahashi, Chase Owens, and Haku. I thought that was a great addition to the show. Like, this match was to get Haku on the show.
Yes. Yes, it was, because he's been on other shows, kind of just going with the DOA down to the ring, not DOA. What are their names again? I can't remember. But let's put it this way: Show and Yo are going to be showcased here, and they're going to get the win.
Yeah, I think so too. New Japan G1 special this week. And by the way, guys, we have a new channel for some clips. It's called Fightful Scraps. Go check it out. Pretty much my only plug. Fightful Select. Check that out. Jeff, you are now moving on to other things.
I am moving on to other things in more ways than one, because this week's Shake Them Ropes will be the first one without Rob McCarron, who moved on last week, although he came back real quick this week. But it looks like right now it's going to be myself and my improv partner, Brian O'Connell, who also has done work for Up Rocks. So the Billy Hawk will be doing it. We went to Rise this past weekend, which was a heck of a card, I thought. They've been putting on some really good shows here in Southgate, so we'll talk about that, some WWE, and I'm trying to get him to watch an NWA show from 1985 that we'll both geek out about. So that'll be up on the feed sometime this week if we can get our recording schedules together. Yes, play that, pot it down just a little bit. There we go. I'd like to thank Sean Ross Sapp. I'd like to thank Anna Bauert. I'd like to thank Jimmy Van for taking the chance on me. And most of all, I'd like to thank those of you who have listened, who have followed me on Twitter. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be part of the site. I just am not going to be doing these shows for right now. Continue to interact with me. Love all you guys. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it.
Jeff, I'm up here. I'm up here, Jeff.
Jinder?
Jeff, it has been awesome having you on the Fightful Smackdown post show. When I started Fightful, I had to have Jeff Hawkins on this show. I thought it was an awesome balance to have Rob McCarron. Boy, was I wrong. And then Jeff Hawkins on Tuesdays. Since then, I've found my group with Alex, and we're going to try out some things, do some new formats. You all see the things that we're doing with YouTube. We're adding things, adding channels, doing a lot of different stuff. So we're going to get Jeff involved in something. You all can always follow him at Crap Game 13. You can follow me at Sean Ross Sapp. Thank you, guys. Leave us a thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. Jeff, R.I.P. in peace.
See ya.
We're out.